Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today our tour of the Caribbean continues as we find ourselves in the Yucatan Peninsula to watch Hera playing as the Chinese in red take on GL.DauT, playing as the Romans in blue. Now all the players heard their herdables, of which there are many, explore their immediate lush surroundings and try to go up to feudal as fast as possible. Let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Chinese are a well-rounded civilization whose economic bonuses and strong tech tree means a player has a lot of options on how to crush his or her enemies. To start with, all technologies get progressively cheaper, starting in feudal, 5, 10, 15% cheaper in imperial. If you saw my video about the latest June patch, you'll know that that was reduced by 5% from 10, 15, 20 to 5, 10, 15. We'll see if that has any impact on the gameplay today. Chinese farms also start with 10% more food. Their town center supports 10 population instead of 5, which is why you'll see one town center and one house giving 15 population space instead of the usual 10. And I don't know if you noticed at the beginning of the game, they do hit the ground running with 3 extra villagers. Instead of the usual 3, they get 6, but they get 200 less food and 50 less food. Now, to help to defend their economy against raid, Chinese town centers come with +5 extra line of sight, allowing you to get more time to garrison your villagers as you prepare to defend them. Your walls and towers can also be upgraded to get 30% more HP, so you can hide behind a lot more of these. Looks like there's a blue gobble making its way. A bit of a spy turkey. Pauses. Doesn't really approach the base. We'll see what spy turkey gets up to later on. Now, on the field of battle, the Chinese can field all top-of-the-line infantry units, although without the supplies upgrade, get ready to pay a little bit more for your champions. Their foot archers and skirmishers are also quite strong. Look at this magnanimous turkey being sent over to his opponent by GL.DauT. What gamesmanship, what fantastic play. As I was saying, their foot archers and skirmishers are also quite strong, especially if you mix in their unique unit, the Chukanu. This is a foot archer that fires multiple arrows, can be upgraded to get even more attack. And while their cavalry, in my opinion, doesn't stand out, pretty good cavalry, but doesn't stand out, their siege can be a pain in the ass to deal with, especially since their scorpions can be upgraded also to get a +4 attack. Now, all the way across the Finger Lakes here, these 5 Great Lakes, we've got the Romans. If you've been living under a rock, as it relates to Age of Empires, because if you've been living under a rock, you probably don't have a computer or access to the internet, and you probably have no clue what the hell YouTube is. Probably living that bit of a solo life. In any event, if you have not noticed, the Romans are now in ranked play. Will he get any turkeys of his own, Hera? No, he does not. Skirting the perimeter of the town center. The Romans, man, have we seen mixed results. They are a mixed land-based and naval civilization, and it does seem like the developers really wanted to give them a lot of very OP features. To start with, their infantry get double the effect of blacksmith armor upgrades, meaning their infantry units have a +4 armor potential in Castle Age, not Imperial. They also have access to the Legionary, a tanky, well-armored, unique infantry unit that replaces their champions and two-handed swordsmen. Comes with also a pretty decent attack bonus of +4 against other infantry units. So think of it as a kind of a mini Jaguar warrior. And to make their infantry even deadlier, the Romans can turn to another unique unit, the Centurion. This is a medium cavalry, a heavy cavalry unit that increases the movement speed and attack speed of any militia line units within its radius. And by the way, that radius is pretty damn big at 10 tiles for the base model, 12 for the elite. Now, to overwhelm their opponents on the field of battle, the Romans can upgrade their entire militia line, their entire knight line, and their centurions, not only to train 50% faster, but to also get a small Custilier Urumi swordsman charge attack. Although remember, unlike the... Oh, look at this. Look at this. Beautiful move there by Hera to trap the scout. Unlike the Urumi swordsman, though, there is no trample damage, so it is basically a mini Custilier feature. Now, speaking of deadly and powerful units, which I really wasn't speaking of, but for dramatic effect, speaking of deadly units, the Scorpions. I believe the Romans have probably Is he pushing deer for his opponent? Oh, he's laming the deer. Why return the turkey if you're just going to lame the deer? Hera's not going to like this at all. In any event, Roman Scorpions, some of the best, if not the best in the game. Not only do they cost a lot less gold, think Schlachter for siege units, but their minimum range is reduced from 2 to 1. They can be upgraded to fire faster, and they're the only Scorpions in the game that benefit from ballistics. So like a radar system, they can track your units and gun them down. Now to help a player get to the later stages of the game and start taking advantage of all these Roman benefits, these villagers you see here walking across our screen gather resources and build and repair structures 5% faster. Where are you heading? DauT still 30 or so seconds away from getting up to feudal. No kills for either player, although our Roman is putting on aggression. By the way, I mentioned yesterday when we during the cast how excited I was to cast that civilization. I am incredibly excited to cast this game as well. DauT, the player who has an incredibly aggressive castle placement named after him, given a civilization that during the mid game can put on an insane amount of pressure. Look, he's in feudal, he's upgrading to man-at-arms. I have no doubt, pun intended there, that we are going to see scale mail armor, which is exactly what we're going to see. So now these guys are man-at-arms, and take a look at their armor. Jump in 20 seconds. An aggressive player with access to a unit that is going to be nigh impossible to kill. Hera's archers currently attack on a 4. Take a look at the pierce armor in a second. Jump to 3. To 3. Meaning that these archers need to shoot 45 times to kill a single man-at-arms. And now, why am I excited? Because of this. Our aggressive Roman already putting up a watchtower. Attacking villagers. Let's see how Hera, probably the best microer in the game at the moment. Let's say top 3 microers in the game at the moment. Let's see how he handles this, because again, take a look. Okay, they're upgraded. Now they attack on a 5. So they do have fletching. They attack on a 5, but these guys defend on a 3, meaning 2 damage. So each time these 3 archers shoot arrows, if they even land, number 1. Number 2, they do 6 damage to a unit that has 45 HP. Now, movement speed is going to be very important here. These guys do move, it looks like, what, 6 or 7% faster? But look at our Roman. Our Roman says, oh, look, I found an unexplored territory. It's got a tribe that's living in there right now. They look like the Chinese tribe. I'm going to do what I do as the Romans. I'm going to try to take it over. And so establishing himself with an archery range as well. So not only is Hera going to be fighting an uphill battle here against units that can take a punch to the face from his units are also now in jeopardy with more and more skirmishers. 4 on the way. Army supply 10 to 5. But Hera's ahead in villagers. Hera's walling himself off. At the moment, the threat might seem very scary, but is it? These men-at-arms attack on a 6. And without any kind of powerful range. By the way, Hera sniping the ranged units. Fantastic play. Villagers are nice and safe behind the houses to repair them all the livelong day. Let's take a look at the house. Hovering at around 200. Needs to add another villager if he wants to finish, if he wants to repair that. No, never mind. So while DauT can put on a huge amount of pressure here with this army that just won't die. It's like the end of V for Vendetta, where Creedy shoots V. Spoiler alert for a movie that is, what, 15, 20 years old? But highly appropriate, to be honest. It becomes more appropriate and more relevant as time goes by. If you haven't seen it, go see it. But like at the end of that movie where Creedy shoots V multiple times and just he starts yelling, why the hell won't you die? That is what Hera must be thinking every time these archers fire a volley of arrows into these men-at-arms who just won't die. So Hera has to be careful here. All of his periphery is now in jeopardy. He's got to hug the town center. He's built a tower of his own here, which is slowly whittling away at the vision of the Roman. He's got to hug this town center, even though it just attacks on what, a 5 or a 6? Yeah, a 6 now. Multiple arrows will keep, or the threat of multiple arrows will keep these men-at-arms at bay. So Hera is safe for the moment. Would be interested to know why the Roman is not building another barracks here, right? You'd think that he'd be able to, he's got this, he had the wood for it a second ago. Okay, Hera taking another fight here. Not too sure he needs to be taking this tower. Yeah, this watchtower is kind of scary, but it doesn't really nullify anything but one farm. I mean, the tower's not going to take down a blacksmith, not anytime soon. And now he's fighting uphill, which is never a good thing. Okay, town center does join in for a brief second here. Counter tower. I think maybe this would have been better placed down here to get rid of this tower. You want your gold. And like I said, this tower from GL.DauT, fantastic location on a hill, gets rid of the stone. But aside from that, what is it really doing? It's not really doing much. Town center, 2400 HP. Gets rid of a farm which can be rebuilt. And now the villagers escape, meaning that the tower's been left undefended. Oh, Hera notices. Hera pounces immediately on both towers at the same time. Let's zoom out and see the tower to the top left, the tower to the bottom right. An army, two armies colliding in the center. Looks like the top left tower is going to fall rather quickly. So we can now pivot here. South tower. Our Roman, is he just not doing enough damage? I mean, look at the longevity of these, I was going to say long swordsmen, not yet. Nowhere close to castle is GL.DauT. These, oh my god, these men-at-arms. What's their kill count? Only 3. You know what, to be honest, 3 is better than what we usually see for militia line units at the 10 to 15 minute stage of the game. But lately, they haven't done much. They've kind of just, the threat of these guys has kept Hera at bay. Villager count identical. Our Roman is only up by 1 villager. Okay. But the watchtower, the 3rd, is going up. Outpost has been taken down, meaning that the vision of the Roman has been kicked back a bit. His gold is nice and safe and secure, but now Hera's getting the stone as well. GL.DauT might be in a little bit of trouble here, actually. Take a look at his food count. 50 food, 60, 70, 80. To Hera's 400. But remember, the Chinese, their economic bonuses have very little to do with their actual villagers, whereas the Romans gather food 5% faster. And okay, so he's just buying food. Okay, look at our Roman. All of a sudden went from 70 food to 700 food. He 10x'd his food. He sat down at a slot machine at the market. He pulled the lever, spent a bunch of gold, and got a 10x bonus. And now he's going up to castle ahead of our Chinese, who is going up to castle now 20 seconds behind his opponent. But at the same time, Hera says enough is enough. I know if you're putting so much aggression on me, at my base, you have nothing at home to defend this. GL.DauT realizes, wait a second, I don't see archers anymore. Sends back 3 skirmishers, enough to shoo away Hera's entire army. And we'll keep an eye on that to see what they get up to, but it does look like GL.DauT is secure for now. Is this a fight that Hera can take? With enough micro, probably, right? I mean, these archers don't have a minimum range, but these skirmishers, you best believe, have a minimum range. So with enough micro, he can. The problem is, he's microing him here, although not exactly a problem. He is getting rid of GL.DauT's villagers, which have been here since Dark Age. Finally, he's getting rid of the production capacity of the Romans, and now he's got enough archers here that he can contest. But take a look at the beating these guys can take. 1 full volley, 2 full volleys, 3 full volleys, 4 full volleys to kill a single unit. All the while taking a beating from that tower, from the skirmisher that was here. Oh my goodness. The tankiness of the Roman army. Let's see what he does when he hits Castle Age. I mean, look at Hera's stone count. One way to defend this 100% is to build a castle. The question is where? Where do you build the castle? Oh no. Now they're going to be long swordsmen. With chainmail, they're going to go to +4 armor. Hera's got the stone. He bought it. Where's he going to put his castle? Ooh. Semi-aggressive, semi-defensive. I would not put this castle right in front of this many Roman units, especially in front of this house. I guess he wants to secure the stone, but he doesn't need to. He's got another stone pile over here with enough stone for another castle. Oh, no. Let's watch what happens here. He's got 2 villagers to the south here that are not being attacked at all. He's got crossbows now. They attack on a 7, but look at that Roman pierce armor, 5. That is absolutely just bonkers. So 2 damage yet again. Both players upgrading their death dealers. Why are you running away? You're running away because there's a ballista here. Ballista and a long swordsman walk into a bar and 3 villagers get the hell out of there. But all this focus on villagers means that the Roman army has taken a bit of a pounding. Another scorpion from this other siege workshop. Oh, this is so sour for Hera. What do? You're down 15 villagers. And it's not 15 villagers when there's 100. It's 15 villagers when there's 49 to 34. Okay. Unnecessary damage there for GL.DauT. But the good news is for Hera, he's got a bit of time. This castle has 4,000 HP. He does not need to rush to repair it, to rebuild it. Where are you going? Are you just exodusing from this woodline, or are you going to finish that castle? Oh no. He's going to try to finish it. It's at 85%. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. 2 questions. Number 1, will he finish it? And number 2, if he does, how many villagers will die? Deletes a house so he can have access to it much quicker. It's at 95, 96, 97. It's going to go up. It's going to go up. But look at his villager count. It's 23 to 52. It doesn't go up at 99.63. Deletes his own barracks. 1 more hammer strike. Boom. And it's up. Okay. Scorpions. Get the scorpions. 1, 2, die. But how do you recover with 21 villagers? Apparently you don't. Wow. If ever there was an example of a Pyrrhic victory, it is this for Hera. How many villagers did he lose? How much damage to his economy was done to get this one castle up? And even though he gets it up, no pun intended, ultimately he just with 21 villagers. The scores aren't that terrible. I mean, 650 score points apart or so. Not the end of the world. About 20% at this early stage. You got 2 scorpions. You've got a bunch of men-at-arms. Oh, you're definitely going to kill one of these. The other ones are running away. But GL.DauT is going to have to pivot left. And he really can't. Remember, the Chinese can upgrade their walls to get 30% more HP. But that is actually, it's not a bad upgrade. Not an expensive upgrade, but that would mean pulling 1 more villager, and right now 1 more villager means 5% less economy for our Chinese. Holy moly, I wanted to see the Romans in the hands of GL.DauT, and I was not disappointed. I mean, this castle placement, should it have gone here? Should it have gone here? Where should it have gone? Did he pick the right place? Let me know what you think. A lot of villagers died to build that castle, and ultimately Hera just sacrificed way too much. 29 crossbows, 29 longswordsmen. I mean, in theory, the crossbowmen win this, right? Because the longswordsmen just can't catch up. I think their movement speed doesn't change. Yeah, it still stays at 0.9. And the crossbows are 0.96, meaning they can attack and run away, and then attack and run away ad infinitum. Hera with his usual peak APM at towards the middle of the game. GL.DauT right at the beginning. The economies, let's take a look at this. Very interested, because their villagers counts were very similar right up until the end. Take a look at this plummeting red line. Wood, about 700 more. Food, about, what is that? 2,300 more for our Roman, but about 10%, 15% more gold, and a tiny 20% lead in stone. No relics of any kind. Oh, and not a high kill count game, although not bad. 70 kills, 53, 33 villagers died. I mean, not all of them in the construction of the castle. He had another town center up. And what an absolute epic game. I got exactly what I wanted from this game. I got to see the Romans in the hands of a super aggressive player. Next, maybe I'll try to find a game where Mr. Yo plays the Romans and is super aggressive, or maybe ACCM, or maybe a number of very aggressive players, and see how they handle the Romans. And number two, we got to see Hera using one of the, I would say one of the most versatile civs in the game. Look, the economic discount, if you watched my patch update video, and I highly recommend that you do because, you know, hashtag self-promotion, that 5% reduction from 10, 15, 20 to 5, 10, 15, I think a lot of it depends on your game style. Take a look at Hera. He's not floating a lot of resources. He doesn't have 700 wood, 700 food. He doesn't have 500 gold. So for him, a 5% discount would impact. But if you have a player who hoards resources, does 5% really make that big of a difference? In any event, we did not find out. We saw just how difficult it can be to deal with these Roman units. I mean, even if Hera was to go melee, they still have 5 melee armor. Did he get ballistas, by the way? Ballista, oh my god, ballistics. No, it doesn't look like it. No, wait, I'm not on the military. No, he did not. So these scorpions are just your basic scorpions. Well, except, I guess, at this stage, minimum range of 1 instead of 2. Right? That would be the only difference with these scorpions versus normal ones. Because the faster attack, you have to research ballistas. Oh yeah, they're super cheap, though. So one thing I will point out. These guys generally cost 75 gold. For the Romans, they cost 30 gold. 30 gold. Which means DauT can make 3 more of them, which it looks like he was, going up to 5 ballistas. And I think Hera just, yeah, huge Pyrrhic victory here, getting that castle up. But at what cost? Your opponent now has 150% more villagers than you. And you just sacrificed way too much to get that castle in place. And even though your economy is nice and diverse, you've got all the resources. Nobody's been kicking you off of anything. Although it looks like your gold miners were sacrificed to get the to build the castle. Ultimately, take a look. Hera knows. He sees 4 or 5 steps ahead. He's down 33 villagers. The exact amount of villagers that DauT killed. And just realizes he cannot come back from that. So what a super fun game here. What a super fun game. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Ultimately, it is our Roman with the super duper. Oh, he did end up building a barracks, by the way. I was wondering why he wasn't doing that. But wow, DauT with the aggression. DauT making Hera pay with a capital P to get this castle up. Takes the game. But wow, GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.